Hey Cam, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Between last year in the fall and now, where do you think you've grown the most as a quarterback?
I think just the general knowledge of the offense and feeling it. I feel a lot more comfortable with obviously knowing the playbook, and that just goes along with a lot of things going on in the play, just smoothing things out within the drop and throwing motion. And I think it's almost like night and day a little bit with the offense and everything. So
And how do you think the offense did as a whole in today's scrimmage, and how do you think you performed individually?
I think we started off a little shaky when you just kind of settled down. The defense was bringing it. It was pretty intense, pretty good competition going on, but I think once we settled down, we got a couple of good drives going on, and we finished pretty strong, I think. And then personally, I was the same way. We had 7-on-7, and then a couple of team periods that were a little not didn't go the way that obviously as perfect as I wanted them to be, but I think had a good drive the first series of the live scrimmage and finished pretty strong. So
And how would you describe your relationship with Jarrett now after a couple of months of getting to know him and him being on campus?
yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's obviously we're competing every day, and we had pretty good competition going on today, but he's a good guy off the field, and he helps everybody out, especially a lot of the younger guys on the team in the QB room, just with his experience of playing a bunch and his knowledge of the game is pretty high. So it's good having him around. It's good having him there if I need any questions about things. It's he's just a good guy regardless, so it's not a big problem, but it's awesome.
And then this year on the outside, Donovan Ollie has really stepped up, and CJ Moore obviously coming in. Just how 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 has it been having those two big body receivers on the outside? Very much different than last year.
Yeah, no, it's a huge difference in that aspect, but I think especially just me and Donnie go pretty far back a couple of years, so just having that connection with him is huge. And then CJ's making a name for himself out there every day, getting better. Just the same thing, just trying to get a connection with him. Each routes on air, each team period, each 7-on-7, more and more. Just the reps with him is going to be huge because once he figures it out, it'll be awesome. So
Thank you.
All right, Cam, next question. Theo Lawson from the Spokesman Review. Go ahead, Theo.
Hey Cam, you've obviously been in more than a few QB competitions throughout your time at Washington State. Do you think you've been able to kind of master striking that balance of being in an intense QB battle and also being able to build relationships with the other guys you're competing with now?
yeah, for sure. I mean that started off when I first got here with the guys that were in the QB room, like back with Gardner and Gordon, all those guys, just showing me that yeah, you're competing every day, but you got to be with them every day as well. So it's you might as well have decent relationships with them on and off the field, and it just makes things a lot easier. So yeah.
I think there might have been a few people kind of expecting you to almost transfer with a freshman starter coming back, and then obviously Jarrett coming in. Did that thought ever cross your mind, or were you always kind of sold on sticking it out and competing for the job here and winning the job here at Wazoo?
Yeah, I mean it's obviously a tough decision to make, and it happens all around the country, and people are transferring everywhere. But I wanted. I mean, I'm trying to give it all I can every day and practice the spring ball and see how it goes, and just I mean, who knows? Everything can happen. So just. Mhm.
Did you ever kind of feel like you were swimming in the offense in October, November when you were kind of first learning it? Obviously, you don't have that spring practice period last year to kind of develop in the offense. And what's the difference now between where you were in October and obviously 5, 6 months later and having a chance to take a few live snaps in a game last year and a lot of practice snaps too?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it's kind of crazy to think about what would have happened. I mean, maybe what would have happened if we would have had a spring ball last spring. And things would have been different in the fall. But yeah, just getting everything down, just repetition with this offense is huge, especially just being on the same page as receivers and the verbiage and knowledge of defenses with Coach Stutz and just everything that goes along with it is huge, just with reps in general. So I think that's starting to show a little bit. I'm being a lot more comfortable, feel a lot smarter with everything going on too. So just trying to put that on the field and perform.
What's it been like to have that veteran offensive line coming back with obviously Abe deciding to come back and Liam at the left tackle and not only replacing one starting position. Just having that kind of wall in front of you, especially as you're kind of still trying to learn the ins and outs of this run and shoot offense.
No, I think it's huge. I mean, props to Abe for staying. He's a great guy off the field. Liam too, and everybody else around us. So those guys are just a security blanket. You don't really. It helps not having to think about an extra thing if you're learning early on. So just knowing that you're going to be protected pretty well helps out. So
you and Max Borgi have obviously been pretty close since you got here, and I believe you guys roomed together your first year at Wazoo. Mm-hmm. What was it like to kind of learn that he was coming back, and how did he tell you guys that he was coming back for another year at Wazoo?
Yeah, I was super happy Max came back, especially just because one of my best friends on the team. So I mean, it was pretty. I don't think he might have had some personal decisions to make, but the whole time I was hoping he's coming back, so I didn't really think anything of it. But it's been awesome to have him here. I'm excited to see what he does this year with the full season, with the full off season, and everything that goes on.